First, flames have ripped through a home overnight in Bethesda, ending in tragedy. One person is dead, another is injured after a fire broke out on Charred Oak Drive.
Our Jess Arnold is on the scene this morning with what we're learning from officials. And Jess, you've been able to try to get some information about what happened here. So tell us what's going on.
Yeah, well, of course, want to start with the fact that one woman is dead after this house fire, one man injured, taken to the hospital to treat those injuries. This fire happening overnight, but you can see just how active this scene still is. But to talk us through what happened, I want to bring in a spokesperson for Montgomery County Fire, Pete Piringer. Thank you so much for being with us. So talk us through, when did this happen? What happened?
So it all began around 1:30 when a neighbor called 911 indicating the house next door was on fire. Even at that point, fire was in its advanced stages. They reported indicated it was through the roof at that point. A few minutes later, firefighters arrived on the scene. Neighbors said that likely 2 people were still in the house. Firefighters very quickly found one adult male. However, they did a very aggressive and exhaustive search looking for the second occupant. She was found sometime later, maybe 30 or 40 minutes later. Unfortunately, she did not survive. We did have about 60 or 70 firefighters out here. Very heavy fire conditions, very tough conditions for them. There was some structural collapse, heavy fire, heavy smoke conditions. As I said, when we arrived on the scene, the fire was pretty much already through the roof. It's a fairly large 2.5-story house, significant fire conditions, a lot of damage. But one firefighter did receive some injuries that's been transported to the hospital, non-life-threatening. Of course, fire investigators, police investigators will conduct a death investigation, but also fire investigators will try to determine the cause and origin. Looks like it likely started on the first floor. Don't know anything about smoke alarms at this point, but it's likely, if they had them, they likely didn't work. Yeah. Otherwise, they would have been alerted
right before the neighbor called. Yeah. Do you have any idea of what their relationship to each other might have been at this point?
No, just other that they were longtime residents of this area. This is a 9100 block of Charred Oak Drive, which is off 7 Locks in Bethesda, 7 Locks Road in Bethesda. Longtime residents here. As I said, one has been transported to the hospital. The other, unfortunately, did not survive.
And are we still putting out hot spots right now, or have those about died?
Yeah, as you can imagine, there's some structural collapse. There's some piles of debris. Firefighters will try to leave the area intact for fire investigators as much as possible anyway. So there are some piles of debris that are smoldering, smoking a little bit, but essentially the fire is out, contained to the house of origin, but you still have some little smoke as the sun comes up. Also, likely firefighters will be back out in this neighborhood this afternoon, talking to neighbors about not only circumstances here, but about fire safety and checking smoke alarms. If somebody needs one, of course, we'll install one for them.
Thank you so much. Appreciate all that information. Of course, again, very active investigation. I'm sure see those crews come out here to figure out exactly what caused this fire and where exactly it started. We'll continue to share those updates with you as we get them, guys.
If you're familiar with the area, the Cabin John Fire Department is not terribly far from that home, but as we just heard, as Jess was saying, the home was fully engulfed by the time firefighters got there. Really sad situation this morning. Thank you.